Okay, before we ask questions, the MMC has a statement that has been prepared, and then we'll ask the MMC to take us through the statement. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Ntatisi, and thank you to all the media that's present here. We are just about 10 minutes away from having delivered the speech, but I want to say today we tabled a bold, future-focused budget of 89.4 billion. It is the biggest budget that we have tabled in the city of Johannesburg, and for the 2025-2026 financial year. One that signals our collective commitment to building a Johannesburg that works. As the mayor said in his State of the City, we are going to build a Joburg that we want. And when we say we, it's not only us as government, but as our residents, business. You saw that I made the triangle, and the triangle means business. It also means residents, and it means the municipality. It must deliver, and it must rise to meet the moment. This is not just a budget of numbers, it's a declaration of intent. It is a statement of political will and public purpose. The budget reflects our resolve to drive infrastructure-led growth, accelerated service delivery, and restore the long-term financial sustainability with a projected operating surplus of 4.1 billion and a capital allocation of 8.7 billion for this year alone, growing to 26.2 billion over the next 3 years. We are investing deliberately in the backbone of our city. Somebody asked me before I stepped to the chair, what and who are we doing it for? Our city power, which is energy, our water, road, sanitation, housing, and digital connectivity. If we get those right, then we can deal with all the others. We are focusing our capital investment where they are needed most. Revitalizing the inner city. I think we've all seen that the mayor and his executive is busy in the inner city, but also in different regions where we are deployed as MMCs. With a projected operating surplus of 4.1 billion and a capital allocation of 8.7 billion for this year alone. We are focusing our capital investment where they are needed most, revitalizing the inner city, addressing service backlogs. We've had lots of service backlogs. It's historical, and the underserved areas. We know that Diepsloot, Orange Farm, Lenasia South, and Kaalfontein are basically the stepchildren of the city of Johannesburg, and we are going to fix that. And laying the ground road for a more inclusive and spatially just city. This is how we begin to dismantle the physical legacies of exclusion and unlock new corridors of opportunity. We are also improving how we deliver through the centralized, and I think you've heard me talking about it, 2 or 3 rooms, war room. We are tracking service failures in real time. We are done with the fact that when someone comes and we give them 14 to 21 days, it needs to be done faster than that. We are rolling out smart meters, upgrading our billing system, and implementing a municipal service charter that sets our clear, accountable service standards. Our governance systems are tightening, our oversight tools are sharper, and our financial management is rooted in prudence, discipline, and transparency. The budget is not just aligned with our residents' needs, it's aligned with our country's direction. If we don't go the way that the country wants to go, then we can just as much close shop. Through our presidential working group, who we have asked the president to come, we have secured national support and unlocked strategic funds. As we prepare to host the key components of the G20 and U20 summits, Johannesburg will not only represent South Africa, we will also represent Africa with confidence and clarity. This is a fully integrated performance-linked budget of the government of local unity, and through it, we are showing that when leaders put people before politics, cities move forward. This administration is proof that cooperative governance can be stable. visionary, and result-driven. I therefore want to end off by saying this is the start of a turnaround. It didn't end at the speech. This is the budget that begins to deliver the Joburg we all want and the Africa we all deserve. I thank you.
Thank you very much, MMC. And now we'll start with a series of questions, just show of hands, and then we'll be able to give you an opportunity to ask a question. And then the MMC and Charity will take notes, and then we'll do the first round, and then they will respond, and we'll do another round just to close it off. And, show of hands. Bali, Lee, Alfie, in that order.
Okay. Valentin Tetwa for SABC News. MMC, you say that the budget is fully funded. The Democratic Alliance has said that the city is bankrupt. Are you able to just give us a breakdown as to how the city, you managed to get a fully funded budget? Also, there are also challenges in the inner city. I mean, the inner city is in a state of urban decay, and there are also bridges that might need to be fixed from the floods that happened 2 years ago, and traffic lights that are not working, and obviously the work that needs to be done to prepare for G20. How are you going to be financing all of those initiatives?
Okay, thank you very much. Nick?
Thank you. MMC, my name is Cllr. I'm from Echo Jozi News. I've got 2 questions and 3 clarities, but we'll see the clarities after this. First one is 89 billion. It's an earth-shattering amount. Yeah? Now, I want to find out from you, does it suit the Joburg needs? That's question 1. Question 2, what is the city's projection of the Joburg economic growth?
Okay, are you done? Are you done?
Yeah, the other ones are clarities. Yeah.
Okay. Alpha?
Good morning, Alpha Ramushwana here from Eyewitness News. My question is around the revitalization of the inner city. We all know it's in shambles. One would have expected a budget primarily focusing on the CBD, but it's 3 billion rand, which includes all the other underdeveloped communities in the city of Johannesburg. Is this money enough to completely revamp the inner city of Johannesburg? That's number 1. Number 2, many would have expected something focusing on potholes as well. I mean, the potholes in Randburg are as big as a swimming pool. So what are the plans to address potholes in the city of Johannesburg? Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. I exaggerate. No, thank you very much. Let's give the MMC.
Off the record, if you don't have a swimming pool, then maybe you must just swim there. Okay, I will take the one from Mbali about the DA saying that the funding of the budget. You know, Mbali, it's our budget is funded, totally funded, and it's not by our own exercise that it's funded. We've had to go and benchmark at National Treasury, and we sat there for an entire day. And I must tell you, those people are not kind to you. They really drill and grill you. And when they looked at the end of the day, I think, Charity, we were so smiling. We were excited because they started off by saying to us, you know, we thought Joburg would come and we would find that your budget is unfunded because we still don't understand how you are doing things. And NT has given us that our budget is fully funded. It was not us. It was not Margaret going to bed tonight or Charity going to bed and saying, oh, tomorrow morning we'll wake up and give us good story. No. It is NT that gave us that when they benchmarked us, that we are funded. And I must say to you that National Treasury also says that they are so happy with the way Joburg is working, that they can see us picking up in the next 2 to 3 years, that we'll be picking up and we will be stable in the next 2 to 3 years. Even though they were asking us that when coalition governments come in, we should also say to them, carry on where we've left. because that was one of the complaints that we had, that when another government comes in, they just do what they want to. But to answer your question, National Treasury has benchmarked us, and National Treasury is very happy with us, and those are difficult people. So we are fully funded because the benchmarking from National Treasury. You can answer the others?
Thanks, MMC. So I think just to add on to the issue of the benchmarking, so there are national matrices that National Treasury use. So it's not unique to Johannesburg. There are areas they look at, the assumptions we've put in our budget, and in assessing us as funded, they look at the assumptions we've used. Are they credible? They look at whether our budget talks to a medium-term view. Is it aligned with national and provincial programs? And so it's a comprehensive assessment that then assesses that for what you're saying you want to do, we believe you have sufficient money for you to be able to do that. They do also then highlight areas where they believe we need to strengthen, and I think we take those into account, and hence you saw that in the MMC speech, she spoke a lot about revenue and the turnaround that we want to see in revenue to improve the quality of the bills, which also then impacts assists us to increase the level of collection that we have. If I then move to the other questions with regards to preparation for the G20 and all the various areas, I think the inner city has been touched by a number of you. So the infrastructure investment has come out as one of the strongest areas of focus within this budget. And when we say infrastructure, primarily linked to the National Treasury trading services turnarounds, we're focusing on city power, on Joburg water, on waste management, and on JRA. So when you look at the budget in totality, I think over 50% of our budget is actually going to those three areas in terms of the capital budget. So when you look at the 8.7 billion budget, the bulk of it is actually going to water, to electricity, to JRA. We have quite a substantial amount in housing, which also deals with some of those inner city pressures that we've been talking about today. So the infrastructure is the focus, and we will focus on the key routes. MMC mentioned in the speech that there are key arterials, key intersections that we will look at from the perspective of managing traffic flows. We have certain hotspots where we've realized that for a long time those signals have been down. There's money that's been made available to JRA to target those key arterials that are critical to the economic life of Johannesburg. Yes, the budget of 89 billion is a large budget. And I think we also spoke a lot this morning about the economic drivers. And I think infrastructure is critical to economic turnaround of Johannesburg. Because if we have reliable electricity, if we have reliable water, those are the key elements that we require to attract investment into Johannesburg, to secure FDI as well. I think we heard the president talk a lot about FDI last week when he was in America. And I think those are the foundations that we are then saying we want to use that to leapfrog forward as a city in terms of economic growth. The inner city, in terms of the share of the 3 billion, I think we mentioned it in the context of it being a key point in terms of transformation. But that 3 billion is not the only money that has been set aside for the inner city. A lot of it is also operational, because I think we've seen that the pressures we see in the inner city are around bylaw enforcement, and that would be sitting within our operating budget. It's about where we deploy our officers from the JMPD to enforce bylaws, to do daily rounds, to ensure that we continue to keep areas that we've gone precinct by precinct in clearing or cleaning up, that we sustain those efforts. We also did mention that Pick It Up will also receive additional trucks and whatever they need to keep the city clean. Those would primarily also sit within our operating budget in terms of the manpower that we need to walk the beat in the inner city. We mentioned the inner city war room and the teams that will be going in to support whatever we're finding in there and deploy accordingly in terms of all the different areas and departments within the city. So it's not only investment from a capital perspective in terms of the infrastructure, it's also sustaining what we experience on a daily basis, and a lot of that is more to do with our human resources, which is an operating expenditure.
Okay.
Next round.
Thank you very much. Let's have another round of questions.
Sorry, I meant the potholes. There's over 400 million that we've set aside over the 3 years to respond to road resurfacing. So not patching the potholes, because in some areas, as you mentioned, the potholes as big as a swimming pool, that won't be fixed through patching it up. We need to resurface, and we have provided 400 million to JRA for resurfacing of roads across different areas within the city. We've also always had in our budget resurfacing of the M1 and the M2 and the Soweto Highway. Those are high traffic volume areas that we constantly put money aside to ensure that those are resurfaced as and when we need them to be resurfaced.
Thank you very much,
There's
Charity.
no more questions.
Let's have another round.
Thank
So
you.
it's clear. Happiness. Yeah? Okay. Lunga. Lunga ni
Okay.
call it.
I've just written it here, sorry, MMC. No, well, thank you very much, MMC. Look, I just wanted to hear from the financial perspective. The mayor spoke about I think at least 20 buildings that you have expropriated in the inner city, that you have won basically court cases to expropriate them. From the financial side, what are you going to be doing with those buildings, or how much are you going to be selling them for? And another thing, just on clarity, the mayor spoke a lot on his speech about law enforcement. It's going to be something that, if they are going to get the city going, law enforcement has to be something that is prioritized. How much are you putting on this? And also the issue of the bomb squad. The bomb squad, where is the money coming from to pay those people, or is it people that are within the city that will be working with the bomb squad? Thank you very much, MC.
Ni?
Right, it's me again. We just need clarity
You're not answering the
on the
phone,
prepaid
so-
surcharge. I don't know if the cities are aware, there's a public outcry about that. Yeah. Number two, you mentioned something like you partnering with feds. Elaborate and give us clarity about the Wi-Fi issue. And then the last one that I didn't get well is outsourcing of other services for you guys to focus more on the city's core responsibility. If you can just elaborate on that as well.
Hans?
Yeah, my question is mainly inward, looking inward in your space. Is there anything allocated towards fixing the precinct? Because of the way it looks, it's like it's dilapidated and nothing has been, actually featured into your budget. And the last one would be, you hosted Miss
That one has got
Soweto, and
down.
I never heard anything about arts, support of arts and all that for recreational purposes.
Okay, last one.
MMC, my question is on the Johannesburg water. You said the largest capital allocation has been allocated to the Johannesburg water. So what I would like to know is does it tell us that even if the new government comes in, the duration will remain the same? Can it be faster?
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, let's,
I'll hand over to MMC
Okay,
again.
I'll speak on the one of the prepaid surcharge. We can't run away from that prepaid surcharge because metros like, can I pronounce it? Beja.
Yeah.
They are also going into that prepaid surcharge.
All of them.
Cape Town has already done it. Tshwane is busy working on it. And ours was canned in 2016. And remember then we went towards, what was this thing that was around COVID? We went towards COVID and we canned it because we were thinking that our people would not be able to do that, to pay that money. And we have now opened it up again and brought it because that's also one of the things that National Treasury has asked us, but why have you taken so long to do that? But I also want to take the aspect of people saying when you buy electricity, you pay that every time you buy. It's not true. I went over onto Prepaid, and I can tell you when I buy on the 1st of June for the month, I will pay my 200 Rand plus my 30 Rand VAT, right? But if I have to buy on the 21st of June again, I get clean. I don't pay for that 230. So it's a once off. And even the people on conventional meters, they are also paying the 900 and they are not complaining. So whoever is doing that and saying to people out there, they are busy defrauding you or anything. No, it's not like that. All the municipalities, metros, né? All the metros are paying that fee. If you go to Cape Town, it's even higher than what ours is. So it's not that we just woke up one day and said, surcharge, here we are. It's something, and you can go and check it. It's something that is. And there are councillors within this council that actually said to me, MMC, why are you playing with it? Why are you playing and why are you not raising it? And some of them are people that would not probably vote for the budget, but they are saying, put it in, if you understand where I'm going to. So that 200, it is something that we can't run away from. And ours is still the cheapest. I think the inner city precinct and the fixing of the precinct, yes, we are definitely doing something, and we are doing that with private partners as well. So we are not doing it on our own. We are getting people in that's also going to assist us, and that precinct, when the time comes, we'll be able to say to you, what are we going to do, how are we going to do, but there is a roadmap towards dealing with it. I think you can take the law enforcement issue, I think you'll take that one, and the issue on the buildings, be able to take that, and the one on Joburg water and getting them. Oh, on the arts, we did give money towards community development. It might not be stated that we are doing this for arts and culture, but it is in the budget of community development. It would not probably be line by line, but it is in the budget of community development. As you've heard, we are also fixing the JAG, which has been a big thing with people running after the JAG, and we are unable to look at it. It's a Johannesburg Art Gallery. We are also doing the library, which was also a big one, and that one will be opened by August 2025. So there is work that we are doing.
Thank you, MMC.
Charity will respond to the others.
So I think I wanted to maybe combine the response to a lot of the themes that are coming through. So I think it must be emphasized that there's a lot that needs to be done, but not all of it can be done by the municipality. And I think one aspect that's come out very strongly through the presidential joint working groups that were set up after the president came to Johannesburg, we are partnering not only with other spheres of government, we're partnering with civil society groups within Johannesburg. And many of them have put their hands up to say, we want to partner with you to fix these precincts. We want to partner with you in the cleanup of the inner city. So even the bad buildings and the way forward with that, a lot of that is also still being processed through our work within the working groups. And some of that will come through in what you will see when we come back here to present our adjustment budget. So the timing of when our working groups came in, we were not able to reflect all of the benefits of the interactions that we've had across all these different spheres. You will begin to see more of that coming out through the media spaces in the next few months, but also impacting our budgets going forward from the adjustment budget and into the budgets that we have for the next year. So all that needs to be done doesn't only get done from the money that we're generating within the city. It's also about creating partnerships and creating an enabling environment for those partners to work with us in terms of turning around the city of Johannesburg. An example would be the partnering with WITS. So my understanding is that I think the agreements have already been signed where we're basically partnering with them to establish key hotspots for Wi-Fi hotspots that will benefit the students that are at school within this area that we are in and all the various campuses that WITS has within the inner city, where we're working together with our internal capacity supported by WITS to then ensure their students continue to have access to Wi-Fi, because digital access is almost a human right at the moment. In terms of the MMC mentioned in the speech the trading services reforms that we're working on with national government. One of the documents for approval by Council tomorrow is a performance improvement action plan, which is part of the process or the journey we're walking with national government, where we've put turnaround strategies together for water and electricity that have been approved by Council. So they are not documents of the current government, they are documents of Council. And those resolutions become binding not only to this administration, but going forward with plans that stretch out over 10 years for turnaround of these entities. So to an extent, because of the process that has been set out by national government through National Treasury, they become immune to sort of the changes that might happen from time to time in terms of the faces you see sitting here, because there are resolutions of Council that will be carried forward beyond the current administration.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Sorry. There's one pending question that I have to raise it today.
Yes.
Which one?
Which one?
For expropriation.
The money.
The buildings that are going to be
Expropriation.
what are you going to be doing with that, and also the issue of the bomb squad. Where are you getting the money?
And the bomb squad.
The bomb squad has not been part of our budget as we are speaking. It was an idea that was brought in by the mayor, and we still have to sit with the mayor as finance to understand his bomb squad and understand where we are going to with the bomb squad. So it's not something that he has even asked us to really put into the budget. So we are not going to answer you on the bomb squad, but also the buildings. Charity has just said to you, there are a lot of things that we are doing in the inner city, which we are not doing on our own. So there are also the buildings that you are talking about. And these buildings, we have people that also want to take control of these buildings or buy the buildings. And those are also things that we will probably, towards our adjustment budget, get to you and say to you, this is where we are with these buildings, and this is the amount of buildings that we have taken in, and this is where we are going with them. I hope I've answered you.
So it's clear, no?
My question, I mean,
What was it?
next door here, the building that belongs to you guys, that is,
Metro
will
Center.
end up having neighbors staying in there. And you'll
Yeah,
never
and
be
I
able
can't
to
have
rent
them.
out.
I think that is part of to avoid my neighbors to come and stay there. We have gotten the issue of law enforcement, right? So JMPD will also have to guard our buildings. But also what I said to you is that this building is part of those that we are teaming up with public and private partnerships, where people will be also coming on board, and they have come on board to ask us how do they assist us. So that will also be part of what we will give to you as we go on. I hope that answers you.
I think by their nature, private partnerships are not quick.
Yeah, it's not a quick fix.
It's a process that does take quite a while, with a number of processes that we need to go through with National Treasury.
Yes.
So we are in those processes, and I think once we have more clarity, those can always be shared with you.
We'll be able to share that with you. It's exactly the same as he has asked. Your buildings that you are saying, we need to go through a process as to how do we do it and what do we do. We can't just wake up and say, we're going to sell the buildings to them, and then National Treasury and national government will take us to task. So we have to do things by the book.
Colleagues,
It's a comment. It's very important. MMC and Charity, with due respect, it gives me great distress to raise this thing, and sometimes some form of embarrassment. I can tell you now, 60 to 70% of us that are here, we own our publication. Johannesburg Municipality, we write your stories day in, day out. We visit your website to capture whatever is important for the community of Johannesburg. But when it comes to advert, zero, we're not allowed. We can't go here to Polokwane to go and ask for adverts. We need to survive. I saw your beautiful banner this morning. That thing, beautiful banner with your beautiful face. You look like a paragon of feminine perfection. If we had that, plus your story, perfect. Please. Look into that with spectacles of country. We're not getting adverts from you.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll look into that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, colleagues. Tomorrow is the debate.